Welcome to Thessalonia Talks. Pastor spoke yesterday about the circumstances around the birth of Jesus Christ. One of the things he highlighted was Joseph's role in the story. And I began to think to myself, wouldn't it be interesting to have Joseph come into our podcast room and share his story? I say, hey, Joe, welcome to the podcast room. Introduce yourself to our listeners. And he'd probably say, oh, man, I'm just Joseph. I'm a carpenter from Nazareth. I think Joseph might have had a deep voice. And I asked him, tell us about Nazareth. He might say, man, Nazareth is rough, brother. People don't think anything good comes out of Nazareth. And I tell him, man, I feel you, brother. They say something similar about the South Bronx. I'd be like, well, how'd you end up at Thessalonia? I mean, you like a time traveler or something? Like, what's going on? But if Joseph was really a part of our community, I want to hear him talk about how he went through what he went through. What happened when Mary told you she was pregnant? Where did that happen, first of all? How did it happen? Did she come over? Did she tell you, Joseph, I need you to sit down. I got some news to tell you. Was she nervous? Was she like sweating and shaking? Like, what did she look like? Was she excited? Like, did she wait a little bit before she told you? Did she wait? She had a few symptoms. Started craving some strange things. Like, what you talking about? You want some? What? Like, what was this experience? How did you feel when you first heard the news? How angry? On a scale of 1 to 10, how angry did you feel? Did you feel betrayed? I mean, Joseph, there's a certain someone from Brooklyn, and she told me, Shaquan, I need to tell you I'm pregnant. Like, Joseph, Joe, I'd feel away. How did you feel, Joseph? Tell us about the fear you felt. Were you concerned, like your family be gossiping and like the community would be, like what were those fears? What was those concerns? And what was it like having a dream and an angel appearing to you in a dream? Tell us about that. Isn't it wild? Joe, that God waited to send the angel? You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't send it to you. He waited till after she told you the news, after you heard it, after you felt whatever you felt and went through whatever you went through and was thinking about it, trying to get a plan together. He waited till all of that and then finally sent you a dream. Why didn't God send you the dream on the front end, brother? You know what I mean? Like, God, come on. What do you think about all of this, Joseph? How do you reconcile these things? What is your perspective of this God that we serve? What is your testimony? Pastor posed a powerful question to us yesterday. He said, how do we wrestle with the things we don't understand? If Joseph were a member of Thessalonia, I would want to hear his story. But he isn't. And you are. And we have so many interesting people in our church who have fascinating lives and experiences. Well, what is your story, Thessalonia? Why don't you come in and introduce yourself and tell us where you are from? And tell us how you wrestle with the things you didn't understand in your life. How have you come to know and appreciate that our God, the one true and living God, is a good God? Thessalonia Talks is here to bridge the gap that can sometimes exist in a community of our size. It's an opportunity to hear more from each other and to practice sharing our voices and our stories. We have already started posting some conversations. Season 1 is about general introductions. We're still just getting started. I hope that you can all you members listening out there, I hope you all can plan to get in the podcast room this season. Just come in, introduce yourself, share a little bit about who you are. In the future, we want to begin capturing conversations on particular topics. So I would also love to know what topics you're interested in exploring. What questions might you have that you don't know the answer to, or maybe you're seeking the answer, or maybe you have an idea and you just want to hear what other people think. Also, who in the church do you know very little about and would like to know more? I mean, you should just, approach the person, introduce yourself, Ask them in person, hey, I would love to know, a little bit more about yourself. But in the meantime, why don't you let us know whose story you would especially like to hear? Check out the survey in our description. It'll take just a couple minutes. We want to hear from you. And podcast episodes will be released on a weekly basis, either on Sunday night or Monday morning. So stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe on the church's YouTube page to listen, to stay engaged, and we hope you will participate. God bless you, and see you next time.